Hello everybody, Skyrim here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. As you can see, we're in the settings menu. I want to go over a couple things that might help, especially a lot of newer players on the way here, and maybe some old even. In this case, whenever it comes to the settings on the game, there's certain things that you can turn on or turn off that would make the experience a little less laggy for you as best as possible anyway, in a lot of circumstances, and in some areas, of course, it'll make things a lot easier to see through. Now, there's certain ones you want to keep turned on, of course, like, let's just go straight to it here. Track buffs and debuffs in PvP scenarios. You definitely want to see this one and have it on at all times, so you don't really want to turn that one off. Unfortunately, with the gem throw-up of all the effects that we have come to know and loathe in the game since its entire time in existence, you want to keep those on, obviously, so you can see when you're going to be hit by them or what to avoid on the ground, especially the AoE effects. A lot of AoE effects, anyway, I've noticed when it comes to these settings, still stay on regardless, even if you have them turned on or turned off. So those kind of are a little different, and I'll give a case in point whenever I go to another tab here. So yeah, these basically are the ones you want to keep. And then if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the interface tab here, of course, and I am on PC, by the way, as per usual, but some of these might be slightly varied on mobile to a small degree. You might actually, I think there's actually another setting that you can do on mobile that isn't on PCs, but whatever. Like these ones here, these are usually off by default. Reduce skill effects for team members in open world and dungeons. This just kind of cleans things up so you can just see more or less what you are doing, and you don't see all the spam from, like, and especially from Tempest and Necros, all that kind of thing. This turns that down a bit and will make things a little bit more of a less laggy experience for you when doing open world and dungeons. I very much like these ones turned on. And then hide skill effects for team members in PvP. No, you want that one off because you want to be able to see when they're going to bubble and do various other buffs for you in your parties and such while you're in there. So you want to keep that one off. And then this is the other one I turn on. This is the reduce skill effects. This one here, of course, like I said, on. This one hides skill effects of other players in open worlds and dungeons. Now, what turned me to look at these a lot more closely was back when the Yawning Rose, they changed the graphics for it. They reverted it back, thankfully. I don't know what possessed them to think that was ever a good idea, to make that such an eyesore, but I was like, is there a way we can turn that off? Because holy hell, it was very, very it was definitely eyesore, like I said, and hurting of the eyes. I myself personally, I don't really get headaches ever in playing games, and I don't have any of kind of issues, thankfully, obviously. But when that was going on, it was just downright, annoying to so many degrees. I'm glad they reverted that one back. It was completely unnecessary, but you will still see, like I said, ground circle effects on characters whenever you're running dungeons and such, even with these turned on. So I don't know why those slipped through the radar. Whatever spaghetti coating they have is per usual, of course, but it's way, way less, watered down and way more bearable overall. Like I said, it will help reduce a lot of any possible lag issues along the way. Yes, the stuff still goes on, of course, from the other players, and that might still give a little bit of lag because that stuff's still there, but you're just not seeing it visually. And on your end, that should hopefully tone that down. So anyway, there is that. I wanted to kind of cover that really first before we got into anything else here. This is the main part I wanted to bring to the forefront, and again, for those that may or may not have already tried to play around with these settings, that's what it is. But anyway, let's take a couple quick looks here. Also, there's been kind of a topic as well that has kind of been floating around a little bit too. Let's just start out with this one. New player worth playing. Started Diablo. This is, of course, some semi sort of Reddit recap portion now of this video. I haven't done this in a while, and I know a lot of people say, these content creators pull stuff off of Reddit and blah, blah. Pitchforks and torches. That's, internet. 90, what was it? Oh, somebody put it really well. They're like, internet's like 90% like complaints and Oh, I forget the other, like 5%. Well, I won't say what the other percents they listed were. It's not PG. But anyway, but back to this here. Just case in point. I started playing Diablo when it first releases. Alas, I stopped playing when it seemed without spending a huge sum of money. If it wasn't worth my time. Now, I'll stop right there already. Some of the monetary practices, they even seemed outright wrong. Well, I mean, that's, of course, will always be debatable when it comes to any form of mobile games. Especially any free-to-play game, mobile or not, is going to have the usual bit. They have to make their money somehow, right? Well, that will be either, in a lot of mobile games cases, it will always be the RNG gambling aspect so that they still continue to get away with in one shape or another, or cosmetics. People got to have their virtual cosmetics that, game servers get shut down, and that's all gone away. But hey, that's what they got to keep the ball rolling somehow, right? But anyway, getting back around to this game at its core. So it's not all doom and gloom here, of course, right? Trying to put a better take on this one. As a free-to-play, obviously, which I've been doing since the game was released, I'm doing okay. There's obviously moments where you're just like, well, you just have to throw your hands up and be like, well, this is a wash, especially when it comes to certain PvP aspects and the imbalances that we all know and loathe, again, which we've come to know, and it's just what it is. Especially like with the most recent comp wins, comp losses, that kind of thing. That's still, that's always going to be floating around in the PvP space as per usual. Nothing new there. Blizzy's, their track record on balancing is, well, never going to be all that great anyway. Never has. So we just have to take it for what it is and make the most of it. As frustrating as don't get me wrong, as frustrating as that may be. Yeah, so it's just going to get the best of us every now and again anyway, and that's just how it is. We are competitive humans by nature, and that's just the long and short of it. Anyway, back around to this though. This game at its core is good, if not great, for what it is at its core. It is a free-to-play game, yes. It is a free-to-play ARPG, so there's going to be tons of grind. That's fine too. That kind of goes with it, right? That's just part of the process. Granted, now they're stacking more and more and more and more, and even for a mobile game, you're basically going to be burning your phone batteries like no tomorrow on this and trying to keep up with everything, which is a whole nother thing that kind of needs a little bit more sway than what it has up to this point. But anyway, but as far as this goes, honestly, and I've had this discussion recently, so this is why I'm bringing this up with actually multiple people, honestly, over the past couple of days. This game at its core, I hate to say it, if it was done by, an indie dev or even GGG from, Path of Exile, that kind of thing. If it was done with somebody else, I don't think the scumminess of tactics would have seeped so far and been so far inlaid upon in this game as it is. But, bringing it back around still, though. All those things aside, if you can look at it from especially the PvE aspect of it and, the story and so on and so forth, it's perfectly fine. It's actually, one of the better ones, if not like one of the only ones currently right now anyway, out there that does, the Diablo experience, like Diablo, of course. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of, it's weird because I was like, I didn't want to make it all doom and gloom, but then I kind of, came back around. It's hard. It's very, very hard, of course, to, like separating water and oil. I mean, yeah, you're going to have one or the other, of course, but I mean, there's still kind of, you got to get past that layer, that hard layer of oil, which is the pay to win aspects, and then get to the actual nutritious water part, basically, is what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, this game at its core, again, is perfectly fine. I just, we all wish for things to be a little less than what they were, and it could be so much better even still than that. And, yeah, so you just kind of have to, take it in stride, pick your spots. Again, perfectly fine to play free to play. That's the long and short of this one too. So anyway, I'm rambling on long enough. I only got to one topic off of Reddit for right now, but if I go any longer, you know, some of you will obviously check out because short attention spans on the internet. So anyway, if you liked what I had to say here, if the settings and whatever else help you out and make your gaming experience more better, of course, for you, then of course let me know and chime down in the comments. If you haven't tried them out already, obviously, I just wanted to kind of pitch that out there at the outset, and you know, chime in with my free-to-play experience, what it has been in this game up to this point, as per usual, as we lie in wait for the more conclusive patch notes on the new gems and such rolling out. More details hopefully on the way soon, of course, as well, on the new helmets, the new gear, and everything that was listed in the patch notes most recently. We're just kind of like playing the waiting game right now. The only thing we got going on for us right now that they released for events this weekend, if you haven't already finished off this one, of course, and there was another Reddit post on this one, because they're like asking, is there any point of doing challenge tasks once you've capped out? And the answer is, honestly, not really. We still have another tab here for another 150 points if you still need them, so you can get them done that way. But I'm at 870 by completing all the previous ones completely, and yeah. So if you still need more points, and by the way, I got some points that didn't show up in the challenge tasks until here on 6.4. Where is it at? Complete a gauntlet of all trial true bosses. I got 100 tokens for doing that, which only showed up when I did it solo, as I showed in the one of my previous videos. So there might be where you can get some extra tokens if you're wondering why you're not capped already. So there's that one. This one here, again, as I made in the previous video, trying to rehash everything really quickly here at the end. Again in this one, Vanguard, of course, reset, and yeah, so we're gonna have to wait on that if you didn't do it the day before that event, before Vanguard season ended. And we get all clans on deck currently. Right now is what happened today. So this one's pretty much really easy, as per usual. Our clan's already at platinum, and this is still early in the morning. So yeah, we're getting there really quick. I didn't put my elites in yet myself. So anyway, until next time, everybody, stay safe out there in the real world. Far as always, take care of yourselves as best you can, one day at a time. It's all we can do, because there has been some more recent craziness in the world. Oh man, yet again, and that's why I say this every single time, because it rings true. Until next time, everybody, see ya.